Hello, welcome back to Weekly Tips and Tactics. I hope everybody is having an amazing week. And honestly, I hope that all of the content this week was super helpful and that you thoroughly enjoyed this week's Mastering the Drop, a real view of recovery. If you haven't watched it, go back and do so. It was at a different day and time this week. It was actually on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Anyway, this week, the tips and tactics that I really want to bring up and share with you all are all centered around reducing our vulnerability. We all truly set ourselves up for being extremely vulnerable in our lives. And we do that because we tend to focus first or more so on the negative. We look at the problems versus solutions. We look at the burden versus the get to. And what I mean by that is, that constant feeling of being so busy I can't take care of myself, or being so busy I can't do A, B, or C. And instead of feeling blessed and looking at the gifts that come with having a full-time job and having 3 kids and having a spouse and having a household to run with pets, etc. Those are all things that we are blessed with and that we get to experience every day. So we want to reduce our vulnerability by first looking at how much we gravitate towards the negative and how much we focus on what isn't going well for us, or what isn't going the way that we had hoped, or what isn't working, instead of all of the wonderful things that are going well for us. So I want us to look at that. Like, how much are you residing in that negativity? How much are you ruminating, wallowing, and languishing? Because if you are, then it makes complete sense to me that you are feeling completely stuck. So anyway, not to make light of this, because it's very important, but we really create our own vulnerability. And so there are some very specific things, and again, that the tips and tactics are below, but we want to first start looking at physically. Physically, are we treating our physical illnesses, and are we doing so effectively, appropriately, productively, proactively? Are we following the protocol? Are we looking for new ways? Or are we just, simply doing what the doctor said, and when we're not getting relief, we're just feeling like, oh, well, woe is me, this is what I'm stuck with. I'm here to tell you that doesn't have to be the answer. How are you eating? How we fuel our body is so important. So, taking a look at how we are eating and balancing that out to be effective fuel for us is a tremendous way to reduce our vulnerability, because this increases our cognitive ability to focus. It reduces brain fog. It decreases scatteredness. The list goes on and on and on. And coming up really soon, we'll be talking about some neuro health things that we can do. You also want to be looking at how are you sleeping. If every time you lay your head down on the pillow at night, the mental reels, the loops, the rehearsals, the I can't believe I didn't, I can't forget to do's, and I need to remember to's all are popping up. And you're having all of these conversations with yourself about the fact that you're having conversations with yourself. We have to, find some things that you can do to reduce that so that you can get good sleep, because that also is going to help improve your physical, mental, emotional functioning. And then lastly, we need to ask ourselves, how sedentary are we? I don't care how busy and how high-powered or how high-profile your job is, there is always an opportunity to get up and be moving and be active. And that can come in the form of a standing desk. That could come in there are just so many different answers to this that, we can have physical activity in our life without even having to engage in a structured workout routine. So those are those things that I think we need to look at first and foremost with regard to reducing our vulnerability. Please rewind, listen to it again, grab a pen and paper, and really start to look at that. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you again. We'll talk next week.